Alright, let's,
Yoko loses.
So the other thing is, I didn't, I think I might have said, like, at some point I was going to make my own personal list of all this, and I kind of didn't, because I'm just really bad at making these lists. That's why I needed you guys to help out. But I will say what I think about the placement of every game. Stop asking for these things. I'm not doing that. Because yeah, the thing is, I have to act as like a mediator and trying to average out everybody's suggestions. And sometimes it makes the position of these things kind of questionable. There's a few questionable things on here for sure. But for the most part, I think we did a good job. So let's start from the bottom. The worst game on the Neo-Geo, Garurin. There's like two people that defended this game. Hayes was in here at the start of the stream. I still think it's one of the most inscrutable puzzle games I've ever played. I think it's just complete dog shit to look at, to listen to, and play. I don't think there's like any redeeming factor about it other than like some funny English. Writing Hero. Writing Hero's an ambitious game. I respect Writing Hero for having an RPG mode in a fucking hang-on type game. But it's complete misery to play because racers keep coming back out and knocking you away, and it's just they couldn't make the game play well, and that's a shame. 142 Puzzled / Joy Kid. Some people would say this game deserves to be higher. Puzzle game fans would argue that. I mean, it's not the most unplayable thing. It's just kind of insane that they expect you to play it for like 3 or 4 hours to finish it. I would never try to 1cc that. I think it's fine where it is. Legend of Suck Joe. Not the worst game on the Neo-Geo somehow. Whenever people mention like the worst games on the Neo-Geo, it's always like Legend of Suck Joe and Fight Fever. Suck Joe, it can be played. It's just you have to get into the minds of the alien developers to understand how to play it. And steal all your strats from a Chubo video. Football Frenzy, one of the worst football games I've ever played. Mash the A button to run faster, enough said. Top Players Golf doesn't play anywhere near as well as Neo Turf Masters. Enough said. Puzzle the Pond and Puzzle the Pond R. Again, these are games that puzzle game fans would go to bat for, I'm sure. It just feels like a version of Bust a Move that's just not fun to play. Like they just made it complete dog shit. And I don't like it. Puzzle the Pond R is rated lower because it has harder stages that are even less fun. Fight Fever. Worst fighting game on the list. Inscrutable game for aliens. When did I say that? That's a weird Google result. Fight Fever is, yeah, it's I'm actually kind of amazed it's not lower. It does have some nice tunes, and some nice English, but that's about it. Power Spikes 2. We learned from Mame Roulette that like pretty much every arcade volleyball game sucks. And Power Spikes 2 is no different. Tecmo World Soccer 96. It's soccer. Ghost Pilots. Well, Callus Cupcom, that's alright. Makes sense. Ghost Pilots is weird because, like, if you put in, like, 1 credit, if you play, like, 1 credit of Ghost Pilots, you'll think, like, this game isn't too bad. Like, this is alright. But, like, the longer you play it, like, the worse it gets. And it's just, it doesn't do anything interesting. It's just It's just so bland. Ragnagard. Some Kusoge fans like Ragnagard. I can't... I don't like how it feels. I think it plays like garbage. It was ambitious. It's got like air combos and air dashing and all that, but just not for me. Oh, not just Garcia incident. Griffy Bones was a huge fan of it. Well, he's not here right now. Bang Bang Busters, we played that. Ended up kind of low, but not a very great. Not a very great. Blah blah blah. Single screen platformer. Hey, what? Oh, I didn't see. They had a Lord of Gun cabinet right next to Shock Troopers. An actual Lord of Gun cabinet? Sick, Macaw. Also, Shock Troopers, super sick. I haven't seen a Lord of Gun cabinet since like 2008 or so. Pop and Bounce. Arkanoid on the Neo-Geo without the without a paddle. Without a paddle controller. There was an option for it, but inside a Lethal Enforcers 2 cabinet? That makes sense. I think the last cabinet I saw, it was like... It was converted off something. It had like a... I think it had like an MK3 like move list or something in it. But it wasn't like an original MK3 cab. Captain Tomade, decent shmup if it didn't have so much slowdown. Fucking unplayable. Super Sidekicks, soccer, soccer brawl, soccer. Do I have to say more than soccer? I don't think so. Sengoku 1, ambitious game, fucking unplayable. You have to memorize everything. Some people like it. Yeah. Flipshot and Bang Bead, they're both like Windjammers, but not as good. Not really much to say about that. Alpha Mission 2. It's... I actually kind of want a 1cc Alpha Mission 2, but that game is so long. It's so much shit you gotta learn. It's just kind of boring. Robo Army. Well, I mean, we kind of established that SNK wasn't very good at making beat 'em ups, and Robo Army is like the second lowest beat 'em up on the list. That's pretty. Oop, need to do that. Seems about right. Stakes Winner. Stakes Winner 2 ended up a bit higher. Stakes Winner is... I don't know. It has some charm. Horse racing's alright. It has some charm. But... nah. Pleasure Goal, soccer. King of the Monsters 2. King of the Monsters 2 has some great ideas. Just the gameplay is not a great idea. It's just awful to play. But I like the theming of it. Burning Fight, another beat 'em up where SNK just didn't know how to make a beat 'em up play correctly. Attack combos that don't actually combo, so enemies can just break out and hit you. Good times. Super Sidekicks 2. I kind of figured Super Sidekicks 2 would end up higher, because it's, well, some people seem to like it, but it's soccer. Ganryu, it's a platformer, that didn't really have much to it. It's like 5 stages, and one of the last stage is like fucking nothing. You just go up, and there's the last boss, and the fire orbs kill everything. Ninja Combat, sort of a beat 'em up, sort of a Destroyer from Jail-like. Notorious for enemies that just breathe on you and take off 3/4 of your health. I like Ninja Combat a lot, but it's an acquired taste, I guess. Panic Bomber. It's not a fun puzzle game. Thrash Rally. Thrash Rally isn't terrible, but it just doesn't play as well as Neo Drift Out or Overtop. Zintric, that was the puzzle game that was a Neo CD-like. Neo CD exclusive. I read Destroyer from Jail-like and had like in the... on my brain. Thank you, Cookie. Yeah, that was kind of awful to play. Baseball Stars Professional. I'm surprised that wound up so low, but that's just because the CPU like bodied the shit out of me when I played that. I guess that's why it's so low. But also, like, Baseball Stars 2 just does everything better. So you know, Ultimate 11 Soccer. Andro Dunos. I thought, of course, that was going to be the midline for the Neo-Geo. Nowhere close to the midline. I like Andro Dunos. I think it's pretty fun. But at the same time, there's not really much that really stands out about it. So that's understandable. Neo Mr. Do. Again, not unplayable. I think it... I don't hate it. But it is a little too easy. Cross Swords. I know some people love Cross Swords. Cross Swords might have gotten a bad rap. But Cross Swords did kind of push my shit in. Maybe I didn't give it the best representation. But, I don't know. It's another game I'd like to 1cc eventually, but it's too much to learn. Hi, Submol. Stakes Winner 2. Definitely better than Stakes Winner 1. It felt like it was better than Shock Troopers 1 just for the fact that, you know, it felt a little more balanced. But at the same time, horse racing just gets kind of repetitive. Polestar. Some people are really upset Polestar is this low. But it's a very memorization-heavy game, and if that's your thing, go nuts. It does look really nice, but is it worth the pain of playing through? That's your call. Ninja Commando. Ninja Commando did end up pretty low. I'm kind of surprised that ended up as low as it did. Ninja Commando's got character. It's got those special moves. It's just horribly unbalanced for 1 credit play. It can be 1cc'd, but like just the fact that you take so much damage and you have like almost no invulnerability on when you get hit. It's, I don't know. How did 3 count bout end up higher than Ninja Commando? That's wacky. That's wacky. Sengoku 3. I was making jokes about that earlier. Sorry to those that are Sengoku 3 fans and love beating up enemies for like 15 seconds and then watching them get back up and doing their slow death animation. I'm sorry. Pochi and Ya, we played that tonight. It's a puzzle game with character. Just you have to be a puzzle god to play it. Ghost Lop, Arkanoid versus game. It's kind of fun. It's also kind of whack. Aggressors of Dark Combat. That's belt-scrolling fighting game. It definitely had some fun ideas. I don't know if it played all that well. 8-Man didn't end up at 88. It ended up at 98. It has 8 in the number. We succeeded! 8-Man has an 8 in the number, at least. We partially succeeded. Things almost worked out correctly. I know. I like 8-Man. I think 8-Man's a super fun game when you figure out the tech to it. But it's not for everybody. Neo Bomberman. It's just a boring version of Bomberman. It's not boring, but it's just kind of whatever. Mutation Nation. I think Mutation Nation is the most fun beat 'em up on the Neo-Geo. That being said, it has problems. I acknowledge that it has problems. It has a lot of problems. It was not the highest ranked beat 'em up, though. That was Sengoku 2 at 92. Which I just 1cc'd a few months ago, or a few weeks ago. But we're skipping ahead. League Bowling, I know, League Bowling kind of got a bad rap. League Bowling probably deserved better. It definitely deserved better. I guess it just got pushed down by, like, too many fighting games, I guess. Too many kick punch games. It definitely deserved better. It's just there's not much... It's just one of those games you pick up and play every now and then. There's not really much to it, but it can be fun with a friend. It's fine. I think it definitely deserved better. Cross Swords 2, definitely more fun than Cross Swords 1. It's definitely a game I didn't spend much time with. The original King of the Monsters, I think the original King of the Monsters is fun when you figure out the pattern to like not die. But it's again a very very specific taste, I guess. Original Fatal Fury. First fighting game on the Neo-Geo, started everything. Kind of rough to play nowadays, but you can have fun with it. Just mashing with Andy. Same thing with World Heroes, although World Heroes... I think the engine of World Heroes is, like, held up a little better than Fatal Fury, because it actually has combos. Go Kaiser. Wow, Go Kaiser ended up pretty low. It's not that great a game, huh? Yeah, Go Kaiser had, No, I think Go Kaiser plays better than Ragnagard for sure. Original Art of Fighting ended up, Art of Fighting got the 88 spot. Has a cool story mode, has some, another game that started a franchise. Prehistoric Isle 2, not a bad shmup, just not much to it. Really easy. World Heroes 2 Jet, that's like that kind of became the new midline for games that are just... World Heroes 2 Jet, like, some people really like it. It has a neat one-player mode, but, like, there's no character-specific endings. Like, it just has that weird ending based on, like, how much health you have when you kill the boss. It's... Just got completely overshadowed by World Heroes Perfect. Savage Rain. People like to meme the intro. Kind of just doesn't play very well. Another game where they were a fighting game where they were trying new things, but they didn't really stick. Goal. I think the BBH influence put this game up really high, because I think it's a hilarious soccer game. Even if you're a beginner, you can have fun with it. I love Goal. I'm sorry. I don't apologize for anything. Overtop. Overtop's a racing game with hot jams and really ugly pre-rendered graphics. Art of Fighting 3, I know some people would have wanted Art of Fighting 3 higher. There's like an Art of Fighting 3 scene on Fightcade. It was certainly an experimental fighting game, because it kind of plays like a 3D fighter with all the launches and counter hits and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe it deserved better, but it was weird. Nightmare in the Dark. I think Nightmare in the Dark's pretty fun. I would have put it higher. It's a good single screen platformer. Got a neat theme. Although I still like Zupapa better. SVC Chaos. I would have put SVC Chaos a lot lower. Fucking hate SVC Chaos. Irritating Maze. Yeah, it seems about right for that. Irritating Maze, you need the cabinet, you need the trackball. You need the air jets blowing air in your face. But that seems a little high. I probably put it lower. Neo Drift Out. Neo Drift Out ended up higher than Overtop, huh? I mean, they're not the same, but they're kind of similar. Neo Drift Out's fun. I like Neo Drift Out. Blues Journey. Blues Journey kind of got knocked down pretty low, too. Blues Journey was one of those early games that just kind of got knocked down. Man, the Super Spy ended up, like, almost dead in the middle, right? 144 games. 76 is just, like, a little less than the midway point. If it was anybody else, like, doing this series and didn't know how to play the Super Spy, I think the Super Spy would have wound up, like, all the way down here. It would have been in, like, the 120s or the 130s. That was definitely BBH influence striking on the Super Spy. Now, 144 divided by 2 is 72. Art of Fighting 2, like... I almost feel like Art of Fighting 2 is, like, a little too high. Remember how stupid the AI is in that game? I don't know. Strikers 1945 plus. Yeah, seems about right. Galaxy Fight. Yeah. Maybe I would have put a Galaxy Fight lower. Galaxy Fight's got some cool stuff, though. Original Fatal Fury 2. I think some people would have wanted Fatal Fury 2 higher because Fatal Fury Special was so high. But Fatal Fury 2 just feels so... it just got completely invalidated and outdated by Fatal Fury Special, and there's not really much reason to play it other than, like, the little cutscenes before bosses and stuff. Yeah, Galaxy Fight's AI is pretty bad, too. I just mashed jabs with Yuri, and it worked out. Cyberlip. I really like Cyberlip. I would have put Cyberlip higher on my list. I think Cyberlip is cool. Other than the fact that it's like all auto-scrollers after stage 2. But, you know, it's got that ending. Original Samurai Showdown 5 was pretty low, huh? Number 70? Yeah. KOF 2001 got the 69 slot? That's not nice. Fuck KOF 2009. I don't like KOF 2001. Did I just call it KOF 2009? I'm talking too much. Ah! Metal Slug 4, the lowest ranked Metal Slug on the list. I would have put Metal Slug 4 a little higher than that, maybe. I would have put it higher than Metal Slug 3. Is that a do? Yeah, it's a Baja Blast. 67, Samurai Showdown 3, Blades of Blood. I know there's like... There's a definite fan base for Samurai Showdown 3. I'm not part of it. Spin Master, number 66. Yeah, Spin Master's alright. That's fine. Ironclad, number 65. That seems really high. Ironclad above Strikers 1945 plus? That seems kind of off. How did that happen? I feel like that should have been lower. Whatever. Neo-Geo Cup 98 and Super Sidekicks 3. They're the same game. They're the same fucking game. They're soccer. World Heroes 2. World Heroes 2 is pretty fun. It's got the cool death matches. It's got some fun combos. Very broken. Viewpoint. Viewpoint is a very contentious game. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people would have wanted Polestar above Viewpoint, I'm sure. But I like Viewpoint. Got good tunes. Gameplay's pretty neat. Or not neat, but the whole isometric view is something you don't see very often in shmups. Super Dodgeball. Pretty fun in theory, but way too easy to time out. You're just allowed to hang on to the ball for so long, it kind of messes things up. But it's got a lot of character. Music is great. It was the final game from Technos. Gotta go back out to the Technos building. Maybe it deserved higher. I don't know. Zoopapa. I like Zoopapa. I think I made that clear tonight. Zoopapa rules. Fatal Fury 3. Great presentation. Not so great gameplay. Another game where the AI just fucking whoops your ass. If you don't know the Terry Infinite. Kabuki Clash. That seems... I don't know, Kabuki Clash isn't that bad. It's just not one of those games like people talk about. So I'm like surprised it's that high. Number 56, Street Hoop, Street Slam, Dunk Dream. The only basketball game on the Neo-Geo. Street Hoop's got a lot of character. It's got the Ooh Baby guy. Where's my GIF of that? Did I delete that? I deleted that. Where's that Ooh Baby guy? Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. My favorite taunt. Yeah, Street Hoop's got sick jams. Kind of annoying to play against computer, but again, another game that might have deserved better, but it can be a pretty fun game. Samurai Showdown 4. That ended up kind of low. And again, people don't really like Samurai Showdown 4 these days. I saw a lot of people played Samurai Showdown 4 when it came out, but time was not kind to it. Aero Fighters 2. Aero Fighters 2 is like considerably lower than Aero Fighters 3. There is like 15 spots between Aero Fighters 2 and 3? That doesn't seem right at all. They should have been like closer together. Most people prefer 2 because the levels are longer. You can put any combination of characters together. People mostly know it for the meme dialogue. But yeah, maybe it could have been higher. KOF 94, important game for starting the KOF franchise. Fantastic soundtrack, fantastic presentation. It's just kind of not all there gameplay-wise. Ninja Masters Hao Ninpocho. One of those games people don't really play, but got interesting presentation, interesting music also. At high levels of play, kind of has infinites and other problems. Rage of the Dragons. Rage of the Dragons didn't really do much for me. I'd probably put it lower. I don't know. I never got into that game. Some people love it, though. Same with Kazuna Encounter. That's another game some people are really enjoy. Metal Slug 5, right outside the top 50. Metal Slug 5 was rushed. It's still a Metal Slug game. It's playable. It's fine. It's just doesn't really do much better than was in previous games. It's got a slide. Whoopee. KOF 96. I know some people love the presentation of KOF 96, and I respect that. The presentation and the music in KOF 96 is fantastic. Gameplay-wise, it was unfinished. Like, you can't argue that. It was unfinished. There are moves in the game that are in the animation test that were not programmed in. Unfinished game. But people don't care. Waku Waku 7. I know some people are mad Waku Waku 7 is too low. I think I'd rather play Metal Slug 4 over Metal Slug 5. Maybe. It's close. I like Metal Slug 4 more than most people. Oh, the number ends in the 7! We did it! It's not 77, but it has a 7. We have a 7 in Waku Waku 7 and an 8 on 8-Man. We did it! We fucking did it! I didn't even notice that. We did it. Nice. This game... Metal Slug 3, I know there's some big fans of Metal Slug 3. If anybody else was doing a series like this, and they were bigger Metal Slug 3 fans, they would have ended up higher. The BBH influence definitely knocked it down. And I apologize for nothing. KOF 99... it's not unplayable, it's just such a step down from 98, and there's not really... I don't know. Not really much that stands out about it. Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. Seems kind of low, but there's so many fighting games. I know, Rachel, if they'd only changed the stage numbering, if they split the final stage into 3 stages, it would have fixed everything. All Metal Slug 3's problems would have been fixed, even the boss on stage 4, who's not part of the final mission. It would have fixed everything. Real Bout Special, it's fine. It's fine. KF 2003 ended up above Real Bout Special? I thought KF 2003 would end up lower. That doesn't seem right. How did that happen? KF 2003 is weird. I'm looking at this list and I'm forgetting where games were ranked. Whatever. Double Dragon 95. Really fun game. Kind of limited character roster and kind of broken. But it's fun. How did Zedblade end up at 41? I mean, I like Zedblade, but that seems pretty high. I guess it's got the jams. Let's listen to some Zedblade jams. Ow. Where's the, There we go. Yeah, Zedblade's cool. I like Zedblade. Operation Ragnarok. Operation Ragnarok. Magical Drop 2. It's fine. It's just Magical Drop 3 just completely obsoletes it, pretty much. Almost. Kind of. Aero Fighters 3. See, I still find it kind of weird Aero Fighters 3 is that much higher than Aero Fighters 2 when they're pretty similar games. Aero Fighters 3 is actually, like... Most of the levels are just over like that. But I like the pacing. I kind of like the pacing a lot. I don't know. I definitely put Aero Fighters 3 above 2, but I'm surprised they're like so far apart in the end. That kind of surprises me. Yeah, if you like 2 more, I completely understand. I'm not going to argue. It makes sense to me. Like, oh, that guy likes Aero Fighters 2 more. Ew, no, that's... I completely understand. Anyway, Last Resort. I love Last Resort. That's another game where the BBH influence probably pushed it a little higher than it should have been. I think it's a great shmup. I love the soundtrack. Peak early SNK. Top Hunter. Top Hunter's a really fun game. All the hidden special moves. Again, the BBH influence might have put this too high. Considering Mr. Energy has a vendetta against this game. I'm not sure why. But I think Top Hunter is a really neat game. All the hidden special moves are fun. Money Puzzle Exchanger. I actually like Money Puzzle Exchanger more than Magical Drop 3, but again, I don't fault anybody that wants Magical Drop 3 above Exchanger. I think they're both fun. World Heroes Perfect got knocked down to 35. World Heroes Perfect is a super deep game. The problem is, like, a lot of people did not put much time into it. Like, it didn't make much of a splash when it came out, and, like, not many people have really dived deep into World Heroes Perfect, but it's really good if you take the time to play it. If you take the time to understand how it is. Yeah, 95 was a stacked year. Metal Slug 2 got knocked down so low because of the slowdown. I like Metal Slug 2 more than Metal Slug X, I'm sorry. Turbo Hack obviously helps. Breakers and Breakers Revenge got knocked down pretty low. They were the best things Visco put out on the Neo-Geo by far. By far. Super sick game, super fun. But again, they do kind of have a limited roster. And, I don't know. I can only play it in short doses before I feel like, yeah, okay, I've gotten my fill of this, I don't need to play this again for a while. But Breakers is cool. I love Breakers. Shock Trooper Second Squad. Of course, Shock Trooper Second Squad, one of those games that people have been under the impression that I hate. I don't hate it. I respect the game for what it did. For the things it did differently from the original. It's got some different tunes that are still good. It's got vehicles. It's got the bonuses for successive close-range kills. The problem is they completely fucked up the balance. They completely fucked up the gameplay balance. Enemies do too much damage, and it makes you scared to go for close-range attacks. Like I said, I've taken the game for what it is. Got over the fact that it's not as good as Shock Troopers 1, but it does things differently enough that I feel like it's worth experiencing. That's how I feel about it. Windjammers got knocked down to 30. Don't tell Dino. I know some people are like, Windjammers should be number 1. Look, Windjammers is another game that's fun in short doses, but it just doesn't... it's low on content. Like, there's not really much to it. You got 6 characters. It's really fun in versus matches. It's not fun against a computer. And yeah, I would point to Windjammers 2. Like, Windjammers 2 was, you know, was hyped up. Came out. People were really hyped for it. Within, like, days, like, people had forgotten about it. Except, like, the truly dedicated diehard players. Like, even though they put, like, more stuff in the game. Like, they put more characters, more new mechanics. I think Windjammers 2 is actually an improvement on Windjammers 1, gameplay-wise. But it still came down to there only being this hardcore contingent that were playing it, because they're just... In the end, it's just Pong. Like, it's just hyper Pong. And it can be fun with another player, but it's just something you don't want to play for long stretches of time. And that's... I'm gonna go to my grave saying that's how Windjammers is. What's up, man? I don't know. It's... Whatever. Magical Drop 3. Yeah. Magical Drop 3 is cool. Obviously, kind of broken versus-wise. I hear people do mirror matches in Magical Drop 3 just to... I don't know. Just to deal with how broken the game is, but, you know, it's Magical Drop 3. It's fun. Very strenuous game to play. Oh, let me change the music. Baseball Stars 2. So the big debate is, should Baseball Stars 2 be higher than 2020 Super Baseball? Like, they were both in the same range. They're both great games. I think I kind of push for 2020 being higher because, like, I feel like the futuristic aspects are cool, like being able to, like, upgrade your players and all that. But that being said, Baseball Stars 2 is still one of the best arcade baseball games ever made. I mean, you can power up your players in Baseball Stars 2 also. Problem is, if you play in MVS mode, it gives you too many power-ups. So you just have to, like, ignore it a little bit. But yeah, they're both about the same. Matre Melee. Probably that high for the theming and the music. People, some folks are really hyped for it. It's still cool, but stiff and lacking. I think the presentation's fine, but stiff? Yeah, I kind of agree on that. I kind of agree. Magician Lord. Man, Magician Lord really hung in there for a while, huh? Some people don't like Magician Lord. If you play the console version where with the checkpoints, that can really ruin your day. Obviously, I love Magician Lord. I think it's the second best of the launch titles. Super strong game. Blazing Star ended up pretty high. Best shmup on the list, I think. Bonus, power up. I like Blazing Star. Last Blade 1, despite like nobody playing Last Blade 1, it's pretty high up there. I still prefer the presentation of Last Blade 1 over 2. But the majority of people played 2 more, so it makes sense. Puzzle Bobble being... Well, okay, this makes sense because there's Puzzle Bobble and there's Puzzle Bobble 2. And, you know, Puzzle Bobble 2 has more content, but, you know, original Puzzle Bobble, like, not even being in the top 20 seems kind of off to me because, like, Puzzle Bobble's, like, the Neo-Geo game that got the most distribution, I think. Like, overall. Like, it's, like, the most enduring Neo-Geo game. Like, if you see a multi-slot cabinet, you're probably going to see Puzzle Bobble in one of those slots. If it's a 4-slot cabinet, it's probably got 1 Puzzle Bobble and 1 Metal Slug. Like, that's practically a guarantee. Because Puzzle Bobble just has that universal appeal. It's one of the best puzzle games ever made. It's easy to pick up, hard to master. Really fun in versus, really pretty fun against single player. It definitely could have been higher, but all those damn kick punch games. Yeah, how can you dislike... If you dislike Puzzle Bobble, you don't have a soul. Like, I spend so much time hating on puzzle games, but you think I'm gonna hate on Puzzle Bobble? Yeah, right. Nam 1975. I'm sorry, Gibby, I failed you. Here, I'm gonna edit this right now. Oop. Uh-oh, what did I do? Undo it, undo it. I was gonna say number 1, baby. Okay, I think I just broke something. Obviously, that's another game with BBH influence. I love Nam 1975. It's, if you don't know how to play it, you might not like it as much. Yeah, Gibby and I still need to do, like, a co-op run over Fightcade or something. How have we not done that yet? Real Bout Fatal Fury. I think Real Bout Fatal Fury is a lot of goofy fun. You can't take it seriously, but it's a lot of fun. It's got ring outs. Yeah, Nam 1975 was number 1 for a little while. Until, like, what did knock it down? I think Samurai Showdown knocked it down. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Got you, Gibby. Never mind. We need an official re-release of it then. Puzzle Bobble 2, yeah. Like I said, Puzzle Bobble with more content, but came out super late in the Neo Geo's life, so... You know. KOF 2002. If you live in South America, you probably love KOF 2002. No matter which country it is. Definitely has its fans. I respect it for what it is. I'm not really a fan of KOF 2002, though. It'd be lower on my personal list. But I think it's not unplayable. I'll put it that way. FHD at number 17. Man. Man, that hurts. That hurts. Not even in the top 15. Obviously, you know my feelings on FHD. You've seen my sub notifications. Yeah, it was top 3 at one point. What happened? A lot of other games happened. KOF 2000. KOF 2000 is a game I didn't play when it was new, but I think it's super fun to fuck around with just because of all the strikers. I came to respect it. I think it's fun. Twinkle Star Sprites. Oh, I guess Blazing Star wasn't the highest shmup because Twinkle Star Sprites is technically a shmup, right? Very unique versus shmup that you don't see too many games of, or too many games in that genre of. I think it's really fun as a versus game. I don't like playing it single player though because it just comes down to when is the computer gonna fuck up, and that just feels like that feels frustrating to me. But Twinkle Star Sprice is cool. Original Samurai Showdown might have gotten ranked too high, maybe. It's definitely one that maybe didn't hold up as well, but I think it kind of holds up. It's being like a super... It's super simple. There's no super moves or anything like that. Just a rage gauge. Like, Samurai Showdown 1 was a big deal at the time. It was Game of the Year in Electronic Gaming Monthly. I think that counts for something. Samurai Showdown 5 Special we just played. Last Blade 2, another Neo-Geo fighter. Like, nobody played when it was new, but it kind of developed this following over time. And still, it's gotten a port. It's got an official port from Code Mystics with rollback netcode, so you can play it with people online and it doesn't lag, which is always great. Real Bout Fatal Fury 2, another game people will sing the praises of. I prefer Real Bout 1, but I understand the people that like Real Bout 2. It's definitely the most polished of the Real Bout games, so... Top 10, Samurai Showdown 2. Again, we just had that argument about whether Samurai Showdown 2 should be above Samurai Showdown 5 Special. I just feel like Samurai Showdown 2 definitely improved upon Samurai Showdown 1 as a base, and had just a really full... how's the way I should put it? Obviously, it doesn't hold up as well for versus play, because Ukiyo exists. But it's, I don't know. I think it deserves to be up there. Neo Turf Masters, big tournament golf. I know... I know there's gonna be people like, why isn't Neo Turf Masters #1? I think it's like Windjammers, where some people have memed this into believing it's the best game. It's the best arcade golf game ever made. I won't argue with that. It's the best arcade golf game. It's very, very simple and easy to pick up. Great for versus play. Still has a hardcore following. They ran a fucking tournament for it at Combo Breaker, a multi-day tournament. And it was like a whole open. Like, day one, like, everybody was playing for, like, the best scores, and, like, a certain number of players moved on to the next day, and then, like, day 3 was match play. That's a good point, X-Keeper. I considered doing that, like, just knocking out all the fighting games to see what the list looked like. I should have done that, but, like, I didn't have the full list, because we hadn't finished it yet. I think we only had one more. But I think what it comes down to in the end is that it's still just golf. It's still golf. It's not, I don't know. I'm not really, like, hankering to play it most of the time, and that's why I kind of argued against it. Shock Troopers 1 is better than 2? Oh, don't get me started. Yeah, if they made a Neo Turf Masters 2 that took out the flagpole... #1. Fatal Fury Specials. Super fun game. Super solid game. AI is kind of a nightmare, but... like, Mikado's been, like, running, like, weekly well, not, I don't know, weekly, but they've been running tournaments for that, like, for so long. Fatal Fury Special is just, like, once it clicks, Fatal Fury Special is just really fun. I love Fatal Fury Special. KOF 95. Maybe okay, KOF 95 and 97. Those might have ended up kind of high. Maybe we could have knocked those down a little bit. I think 95 is super sick. 95 has high damage, but other than that, I think there's just something about 95 that's just really... It's a fun game. It's super funny. That's a good way to put it. It's got so much weird bullshit to it that every time I watch, like, match videos of 95, I see something new that makes me laugh out loud. And again, it's probably BBH influence at play here. And 97 is kind of like 98, but not as good. Some people really don't like 97 because of the presentation. They don't like the most of the stages not having music, having like ambient noise instead. It's kind of weird 97 ended up that high, but yeah, it's still... It was the most popular KOF in China. Weird how these things worked out. Number 5, Garo, Mark of the Wolves. Yeah, some people would have wanted this higher. I understand. I'm sorry, Gibby. Very pretty game. Game with a high skill ceiling. It'll destroy your hands if you play Kevin. SNK is running like a $5,000 tournament for it at EVO or something. I don't know. I've played Garo a lot. I probably would have put it lower. Metal Slug X. Some people prefer Metal Slug X to the original Metal Slug, and I completely understand that. I wouldn't argue the case with that. That being said, I would still have Metal Slug X lower on the list because I don't like all the changes they made to Metal Slug X from Metal Slug 2. Like, they ruined the alien surprise at the end. I don't like how they moved the first stage boss as like a mid-boss in Stage 3 and stuff like that. I feel like Metal Slug 2 Turbo Hack is a better game than Metal Slug X, but that's just me. A lot of people prefer Metal Slug X. It can go either way. I don't know. I gotta bring the Shock Troopers music back. Hold on. How can I not? I know. Shock Troopers is number 1 in my heart. It'll always be number 1 in my heart. Shock Troopers 1 is my favorite game on the Neo-Geo, and one of my favorite games of all time. Maybe my favorite game of all time. It's a work of art. It has one of the deepest scoring systems in a game I've ever played. It just feels really rewarding. One of the finest soundtracks ever put in a video game. Play Shock Troopers. If you haven't played Shock Troopers, why have you not played Shock Troopers? Play Shock Troopers. Maybe too high. You take that back right this instant. Number 2, the original Metal Slug. Again, it might have been the BBH influence at play, because Metal Slug 1 is my favorite Metal Slug. I feel like they nailed it the first time around. It doesn't drag on. It's like a nice tight gameplay experience. Oh, but it's too drab. Oh, but you can just stockpile bombs and spam them on bosses to kill them really fast. Whatever. Metal Slug 1's great. Obviously, I would put Shock Troopers above Metal Slug 1, but Metal Slug 1 is still like a top 5 game, top 3 game. And coming in at number 1, King of Fighters 98, Dream Match Never Ends, the Slugfest. Considered by many to be the pinnacle of KOF. I kind of prefer KOF 11, but 98 is one of those games people don't really, never really have too many bad things to say about. It's such a good dream match. Like such a solid roster. A lot of fun to play. '98's a fine number 1. I can't argue with that. Man, now I really do want to make a list. Like, if you took out Dan Adam KO, thank you for the 330 bits. But yeah, look how, like, yeah, if you look at the genre over here, it's like fighting, platformer, running gun, platformer, running gun, fighting, sports, golf, fighting, puzzle, fighting, puzzle fighting, crosshair shooter, puzzle fighting. Yeah, I wish I'd made a list with without the fighting games just to see what it looks like, because yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fighting games. So let's do some actually, let me change music. Let's bring some Last Resort music up. Why is this locked up? Jack to the Metro. Yeah, I don't wanna like fuck anything up here. Yeah, that's how the list ended up, and yeah, the link JCW put in chat, that's going to obviously that list is gonna stick around. This perfect spreadsheet we made of the definitive list of the best 144 Neo-Geo games. No flaws at all. No flaws at all. Look, we got Waku Waku 7 ending in a 7 and 8-Man ending in an 8. It's perfect. Except for Shock Troopers not being #1.